Welcome back, Astika and Lawrence. Oh, let me just show the class. There's Astika and Lawrence. Let me just turn this camera. There we go. And I'm turning it. Astika, are you there, Astika? There's Lawrence there. I can see Lawrence. And where's Astika? Oh, there's Astika at the bottom over there, right? Okay, so you are on video. I'm making you famous, and I'm going to put you on YouTube, right? So, I sent you all some resources the other day, and one of them spoke about ACL for the Windows installation. Right, so here it is. And before you ask me, where's my username? I'm still working on that, right, Ashtika and Lawrence? So hang tight, relax there, right? When you do receive your username account, which I'm hoping for by the end of today, then you are going to follow the instructions as per this document that I sent you, right? So you'll click on the link in the account activation in your browser. You'll fill in all your details, which is first name, surname, create a password, and you'll activate it. And you now have access to the High Bond account. You click on DUT, Durban University of Technology, and ACL for Windows. Haha! You should know what is ACL now, Audit Command Language, right? You can download Audit Command Language and follow the instructions, locate the ACL for Windows in your downloads folder. You'll click on it, you'll run it as an administrator, and you'll click the language is English. They don't have any other languages that I understand. And continue with reading the instructions. And finally, you accept the terms and conditions. Lawrence learned this. You have to accept the terms and conditions, like when you argue with the lady, you know, eventually you just say, you're right, you accept the conditions, okay? So that's what you do, accept the conditions. Don't say you don't accept the conditions now. And select Unicode, and it will continue installing it for you. And hopefully by Monday, you would have Audit Command Language installed on your PC. I also submitted to you a journal article on Audit Command Language, right? So Lawrence, you just mentioned to me during the short break that we had that you were introduced to journals in your first year study. That's amazing. Astika, this is your first time seeing a journal article. First time, okay. Well, that's what you came to DUT for, you came to learn, right? So any journal article, there's my heading, ACL Audit Command Language. This is the author, and he belongs to the Faculty of Commerce and Business Administration at the University of British Columbia. This is an abstract. An abstract basically summarizes your article. What's it about, right? It tells you that the article has certain questions that it wants to answer. It gives you a little bit of a background. So if you look carefully, here it says, to a growing extent, auditors depend on man-machine interfaces. Over 25 different software packages are currently in use. Whoa, I didn't know that. Now you do too. So that's the background to it. And then they talk about a need has arisen for Audit Command Language, which would cover a variety of audit functions to be performed on management information systems. Ah, that's in my module descriptor, information systems. And they go on and on and on, and they tell you the gap that they're trying to answer in the paper. The successful implementation of it, and in deciding it. So basically, they're going to be talking about Audit Command Language. This is in another language, I'm not sure what that is. Here's my introduction. In order to perform external or private audits, remember earlier on we were talking about external auditors and internal auditors. There we go, they're talking about it out here. Go on and on and on. And there's the motivation. Why would we want to use Audit Command Language? Why would I want to teach you this, right? The motivation behind the development of Audit Command Language prototype, initially designed as a research and teaching tool, can be summarized as follows. Read. Now, I know students will not read if I don't assess them. So from this article, I'm going to create a little Google form, and I'm going to give it to you, and you are going to answer those questions. Aha! And one of the questions will be, what does ACL stand for? So simple, right? And then I'm going to ask you how many references there are. So in any journal article, I told you there's a title, there's an author, there's an abstract, and now I'm telling you that there's an introduction. And in the introduction, they go on and on and on and on and on and on, which you're going to read, right? You are all, I would like to think, advanced students, right, Ashtika? You are advanced for your age. Lawrence, you're advanced. So you go on and on and on reading this. Read, 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 read. What's audit practices? Oh, there's another software. It's called Generalized Computer Audit Packages. Now, when I teach students a computer package, it's always nice that you look at it from a critical aspect. That means you critique. Why would you want to use this software over other software? And very often it comes down to price sometimes. You know, one is more expensive than the other, or you don't have the money for that, or the number of users and the number of licenses that you have, right? Let's go on and on and on, on and on and on, on and on and on, read, read, read. You're going to be reading all of this. There's the audit ACL design features. What's so special about it? And it's no use me just doing a theoretical aspect of it if you don't get to use audit command language. And that's why I want you all to experience practically what this program does. So you're going to read all of this, and this is just one journal article that I found, and I'm going to show you how to find more articles. Go on reading it, and there's the important part, the references. So I told you that the journal article would have a title, the author's name, the abstract, the introduction, the body. It'll be answering some questions, or some niche area, or some gap in the literature. Oh, that's also it'll talk about the literature. What has been written about audit command language? And there's all the references out here. I'm going to give you another hint for what's coming out in the test. Or let's call it a test. Let's call it a quiz. How many references are there in the audit in this journal article? Right now there are 12 articles. Right? I'm just starting you all off, and you can see these articles are pretty old. 1966, 1969, 1972, 1973. Oh, if my supervisor only saw me giving you all these old references and say, what's wrong with you? Right? But I'm just starting y'all off, right? Just starting y'all off on the journey of looking for it. But let me take you through to a most current, recent article, right? So let's just stop this. Welcome back, Lawrence and Ashtika. I took you through to an old journal article. Now I'm trying to take you through to one that was written, hopefully, there we go, published online 9th of February 2022. Oops, it's already a year old. All right, we've got to find something even later than that. But generally, what I notice is when you have later editions, it comes with a cost factor to it. So I'm a lecturer. I don't have lots of money to spend on articles and downloading it and the process of going through the library and filling out those forms. So let's just take this one, which is a year ago. And we in South Africa are a little bit behind in terms of what's going on. So if they talk about the future of internal auditing, Gardener of Governance by Lenz and Jefferson, February 2022, maybe by 2023, which is now February, we're probably implementing something like this. So here's a journal article, and its title is The Future of Internal Auditing. Here's the two authors, and when it was published, and citation. Citation is if you want to use this in your research. Here's the abstract. The abstract gives me a summary of what's going on in this article. Right? So if I read the abstract and I read the conclusion, I can basically find out what's going on in this article. There's the introduction, they talked about it, and I want to highlight an important aspect of this journal article. They talk about digitalization increased digitalization of all spheres of life. And because we are in the auditing space, I'd like to think of us talking about a digitalization in the auditing space. So again, you're going to read all of this article. I'm giving you 2 articles because remember you missed Monday's lecture, right? Astika, you went here Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday. No, going to read all of this and read. And you're also going to read about how you reference an article. See, they talk about Gabriel 2020, page 338, suggests deeper and more transdisciplinary reflections to better meet the challenges of the 21st century. So this author is quoting someone else, Gabriel 2020. And you're going to continue reading all of this. And one question I'm going to have in this the assessment is, how many references are there? Or I'll ask you a question like this. I'm going to ask you to tell me which reference appeared in let's find a question here. There we go. There's a 2006. I'll ask you, let's say Anderson UL. When was this? What was the year of publication of this reference? Aha! How's that for a question? Right. So if you didn't read the article, you won't know that it was 2017. Okay. So with that, I'm going to stop, and I'll stop the recording as well. And I hope. Thank you, Astikas. Thank you, Lawrence, for coming. I'm going to stop the lecture now, and I'll stop the recording, and I'll upload it to YouTube. We shall continue with our WhatsApp communication, email communication as well, and I'll try and sort out the high bond account for ACL. Homework, read the 2 journal articles. You've got lots of info on ACL that should keep you occupied. If you want more, I'll give you more, right? And I'll see you when I see you. Thank you. And the recording will be stopped.